Your voice changes when you talk about or to a certain child.
Everyone has a tendency to baby talk with their youngest, but it may just prove that you have a favorite child. Favoritism is pretty clear. If your tone of voice changes when you talk to a certain child, it may become more gentle and warm, or it may be shorter and more matter of fact. When you talk to others, you may notice that your voice gets more excitable when you talk about your favorite kid. According to research, people make subtle changes in the way they speak when they talk to someone they find attractive. This also goes for talking to a kid you feel more strongly about.
You're showing a slight gender bias.
To say girls are drama or boys are difficult within earshot of your kid is a lot more damaging than you might think. It can lead to lifelong feelings of inadequacy, but it also teaches your child that there are favorites. According to Kate Logman, a 30-year-old who spoke to the Telegraph, she knew her mother had a favorite the second she started showing a gender bias. She wasn't specifically referring to Logman, but it still stung. She'd openly say in front of me and my younger brother Jonathan, "Ooh, give me a house full of boys at a time. Girls are so sly and manipulative." While he got pocket money, I had to earn mine doing a paper round. When I got into trouble at school, I was the troublemaker. He got into trouble. It was the teacher's fault, she said.
Your kids have told you that you have a favorite and you've denied it.
A lot of the time, a parent is the last person to know they actually have a favorite child. According to Ellen Weber Libby, Ph.D., a clinical psychologist who authored the book The Favorite Child, admits that children are perceptive. If they are telling you that you have a favorite, it may just be true. The people who don't know there is a favorite child are usually the parents, who live in denial, because there's a myth that to have a favorite child is bad, she told the New York Times.
You can't make up your mind about which kid you like the most.
You may think you don't have a favorite because your idea of the favorite is always changing. It's pretty normal, and one mom who spoke to Man Repeller put it best. She said, "The truth is, yes, I have a favorite child, but it has always been ever-changing. Just like that group of friends you hang out with, sometimes one over the other seems like your BFF, and then later they don't. I'm lucky that I have kids who are lovable in their own rights and are nice human beings, but they all have their quirks. My husband says my boys are mama's boys, and my daughter as well. She's a girl and we relate. Right now, she's it, but it's been known to change. So yeah, you may love all your kids equally, but you probably have an ever-changing favorite."
You feel like you have more in common with one child.
Real talk, you probably have something in common with all of your children. They came from you after all, and even if they didn't, there's a whole lot to be said for the idea of nurture vs. nature. If you find yourself feeling like you have a little bit more in common with one child than another, you may just have a favorite. You're not alone. 64% of parents feel like they have more in common with their eldest child, and that having a conversation is easier.
You usually take your youngest child's side in an argument.
Have you relaxed a bit throughout your years as a parent? It's pretty natural, but it's also a sign that you may just prefer your youngest. Do you ever catch yourself doling out harsher punishments to your older kids? Is your youngest getting away with things you'd never have let fly before? Statistically, you're not alone. According to one study, 59% of parents favor their youngest. They are more likely to side with them in an argument and give them more attention.
You feel more relaxed around a certain child.
Some children are just easier to get along with than others. It's a fact. If you notice yourself feeling a little more relaxed with one of your children, that's normal, but it also shows you may have a favorite. Some days are sunny. Some days are rainy. We want both, but let's face it, not in equal measure. I have 2 children. One brings warmth and sweetness into the room. The other sometimes makes me want to run for shelter. An anonymous parent told Man Repeller. I can relax when I'm with one. I laugh more and it's just more pleasant. With the other, interactions are intense, not because we have conflict. When I think about it in terms of liking one or the other more, I resist that characterization because the experience with each is dissimilar to the other. Sunny days can go unnoticed, but a thunderstorm makes us pay attention. Ellen Weber Libby, Ph.D. says that wanting to be around an easier-going child is totally normal, but it's important that the parent occasionally shows preferential treatment for the more difficult child, and that the difficult child trusts the feelings of being favored as legitimate.
You notice one of your kids is really clingy.
Are you picking up on the fact that one of your kids seems needier than the others? It could be a sad symptom of you subconsciously favoring their other siblings. According to Dr. Barbara Howard, a developmental behavior pediatrician and assistant professor at Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine, kids can sense favoritism, and it breeds clinginess. Often the child is trying to get the attention of the parent, who is rejecting them. The more you push a kid away, the more he will come at you, she told the New York Times. So if you see a kid coming at a parent, being aggressive or being clingy or needy or overly attention-seeking, often the parent doesn't like the kid that much, or the kid perceives it.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care. Bye.